Hi, today I'm reviewing the Violet Voss, the Rainbow Eyeshadow Palette. And really quick, I just want to say I purchase all these products with my own money, so you know you can trust my opinion is what I honestly believe. And if you want to help support the channel, click on the Amazon link below before you make your purchase. So this is a new eyeshadow palette from Violet Voss, which is a brand that has come to Sephora in the US recently, probably within the last 5 or 6 months. So I've got a few palettes from them, and they usually don't disappoint. And when they introduced their rainbow eyeshadow palette, I had to purchase it because I love all things rainbows, unicorns, mermaids, things like that. So anyway, it's very beautiful and also affordable. It's $30. And you get a variety of some fun, bold colors, although I wish instead of including 2 purples and 2 teals that they would have included maybe like an orange or a lime green, but instead they've got 2 very close purples and 2 very close teal blue colors. So I would have appreciated like a green or even like a bright orange, but anyway, what am I going to do about it? So, I mean, the purples are different, but they're still very close. So it'd been fun to have a little bit more rainbow effect, but anyway, what can I say? So let me start with my criteria, and then I'll give you some swatches and kind of let you guys know what I think of this. So my first criteria is packaging, and I gave it a thumb up there. The packaging is decent. The pan of the shadows are pretty big, so the entire size of the palette is usually taken up with the eyeshadow, so it's not unduly large like a lot of other palettes are. So it's a decent size. It could have been a little smaller, but then you would have had less eyeshadow. So pretty decent. And you know what? Now that I think about how the size of the actual eyeshadows, I can't remember the last time I actually hit the pan on any of my palettes. I don't think I have on any of them. Interesting. So maybe if each one had like a quarter of a actual color and had like a million colors, then I'd be good. But anyway. So the packaging is good. Alcohol, there's no alcohol, so that's good there. There's no fragrance either, so that's also a good thing. Fourth is manufacturing location, and Violet Voss. So far, all of the palettes I have from them, all of them have been made in China. China. Which it would be better made elsewhere, just because with China there's just issues. Some of the products aren't regulated as well, the manufacturing, and there's just a higher likelihood of the possibility of issues or contaminants, so it would just be better manufactured elsewhere. Anyway, so fifth, ease of use. It's pretty easy to use. It's an eyeshadow. It applies pretty easily, although I found with most of the colors I had to build them up quite a bit, and they're a little bit more powdery than other eyeshadows I've used, but overall it's very easy to use. Number 6 is antioxidants and pigmentation, and I did give it a thumb down there just because the pigmentation on some of the colors, you definitely have to build them up more than you do with other eyeshadow palettes. So let me give you guys some swatches so you can kind of see if you think you want to purchase this palette or not. But kind of see from the very first swatch there that you have to build it up with quite a few strokes before you get a bold color. Not a huge issue, but it'd definitely be better if it were a little more pigmented and you had to build up a little bit less. But anyway, so that is Flamingo, and then I'm going to give you swatches of all of these. So it definitely is a rainbow palette. The only real criticism I have is some of the colors need to be built up a little bit, and some of them are a little more powdery than others, and the 2 purples are very, very close to almost identical colors. But I would have liked to have an orange or green in there, but overall it's a very nice palette. For $30, it's a good deal, especially at Sephora. But you can create a multitude of eye looks with it, and I like that they included the pearl color. It's actually what I'm wearing on my brow bone today, and that color in and of itself makes the palette, for me, one that if I just go somewhere, I can take this and make an entire eye look just with this palette. So had they not included that pearl color, I probably couldn't say that because I would need something a little bit lighter for the brow bone area. But you can definitely make some fun looks with it. And it's pretty easy to use overall, and just a good option. So, and for $30, like I said, it's a great deal. So, so that is number 6. Number 7 is animal testing, and I couldn't find a ton of information on Violet Voss and animal testing. I looked at their website, and their simple answer was, are you cruelty-free? And the only answer is yes. So I would assume they're animal cruelty-free, but I've also read on other companies' websites where they've said they're cruelty-free, like Dr. Jarrett's website. Are you cruelty-free? Yes. And then I continue to do some more research, and they're not cruelty-free. So it's kind of conflicting. So if you have any more information, let me know. But, you know, all I've seen is mostly just from that company. So, and then Sephora usually on their page has information if brands are cruelty-free and vegan, and they didn't have any information on Violet Voss either. So if you have any information, let me know. But I'm going to assume that they're cruelty-free because they say they are, but that doesn't always mean much sometimes, unfortunately. And then number 8 is performance, and this performs quite well. I do recommend using an eyeshadow primer. One I like is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I find that to be very a good eyeshadow primer that does a good job, but doesn't make it like sealed to your face. I've used, like, Smashbox has a good eyeshadow primer, but that one I find when I try to wash my makeup off, it's almost too good. So I like the Too Faced one, but overall this performs quite well. Price, $30 is a good price, especially at Sephora. And then in terms of the it factor, I also gave it a thumb up there. Rainbows are big right now, along with unicorns and things like that. So it got me to purchase it. And sometimes just those 2 teal colors are almost worth it just in and of themselves. So very beautiful palette. And overall, this got 8 out of 10 on the Sarah score, which gives it a 2 thumbs up. So if you like some fun colors and like to make some good eye looks, and you like teal, it's well worth picking up. You'll have to make some use for those purples, which are beautiful, but they're almost the same color. So I probably could have given it a little bit of a better score had it included a lime green or a bright orange, but overall it's very beautiful. So worth checking out, especially if you're new to makeup and looking to get some fun colors into your collection. So, you know, I realized today when I was cleaning my bathroom that I was dusting off eyeshadow palettes, so I think I might have a problem, but this one is a unique palette, and I'm going to be traveling soon, so I think I'm actually going to bring this with me just because of it's got almost every fun color that I might need. So anyway, so I'm interested if you guys have had a chance to check this out yet or not, and if so, what your thoughts were. So leave a comment, and also if you have information on Violet Voss being cruelty-free or vegan, also let me know about that. So if you haven't subscribed already, feel free to. I come out with at least one new review every day. And check out nobsbeauty.net. Thank you so much, guys. Hi, this is Sarah from No BS Beauty, and I'm proud to offer you one of my first products. And it is a stainless steel makeup palette. And I've been using ones like these for quite a while, and it makes it a lot easier to mix kind of custom foundation shades, custom serums, custom lip colors. You need something like this in your makeup routine to make things a lot easier. And all the profits from it will go to help the channel, which I'm independent and I purchase all the products with my own money. So definitely all of the profits will go so I can continue to bring you good reviews. But, you know, things I like to use are retinol. Retinol is definitely a good thing to use, but sometimes some of them can be a little too strong. So sometimes I like to mix them with other serums. So I'll use this to kind of custom make my retinol at night. So it's a little bit less irritating when you mix it in with something else. Or another thing you can do is mix in a vitamin C. Some of these can be a little oily or greasy, so sometimes it's nice to be able to mix it in with another serum. So I like to use the Clinique one, and I'll mix this in just a little bit because otherwise sometimes it can be a little too oily. And I'll mix it in, and in the morning I'll apply it all over my face before sunscreen. And another good vitamin C serum I like is the Dermadoctor one, but sometimes using the dropper with that can be a little messy, so sometimes I just like to mix just a little bit in with another serum. I love the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Serum, definitely a holy grail of mine. And I like to mix that in with it as well. Or sometimes before I go to bed, if I've got something else going on the next day, I like to mix in a little bit of tanner, self-tanner, but sometimes if you use it alone, it can get a little too orange or a little too dark. So sometimes mixing that in with another serum makes it definitely a lot better and a lot more moisturizing for your skin as well. So definitely something you can use in your serums, or your kind of custom make your own skincare routine by using that and mixing up all these products. So definitely something worth considering there. And I also like to use it to mix in some of my custom foundations. So let me show you that too. Another thing I've been using this palette for is mixing and kind of customizing my own foundation. You can almost create a specific color if you have certain foundations that don't mesh well with your skin tone or even your skin texture. You can almost create your own custom foundation. One foundation I love is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro. However, sometimes I can find it to be a little too drying and almost kind of giving you more of a matte finish. So sometimes I'll mix in a little bit of the Josie Mara and Argan Moonstone drops with it and then use it. And it kind of helps kind of lessen the color and kind of give it a little bit more of a glowy look. Another thing I like to use is mixing in sometimes with oil with a foundation, and sometimes that gives you more of a dewy look. So sometimes I'll mix that in with the Dr. Jart, and it helps give you a little bit more of a glow to it. So sometimes mix in just a little bit in, and you definitely want to be careful with what you're mixing just to make sure that the ingredients are compatible, because certain types of foundations don't work well with certain types of other ingredients. But something to consider, definitely. But you can almost create your own custom look. I love this, but sometimes I feel like I need a little bit of a glow to it, so I'll mix in some of my NYX Born to Glow Illuminator with it. So you can definitely do that. Also, Cover FX makes a great, they're custom cover drops, but you can use these to alter the color of any foundation. So this is great to mix that with. Just give it a couple drops there, and then mix that in with another foundation to make it either lighter or darker. The Ordinary Serum Foundation is great, but I found it difficult to get the exact color, so sometimes mixing the other colors works well. Cover FX also has these new glitter drops, so sometimes it's nice to be able to use this to mix in with either a foundation or just to put it on this, and then you can use a brush to either dip it in and apply it as eyeshadow, or dip it in and apply it onto lips as kind of a lipstick cover. So there's definitely some great options, and definitely love some of Cover FX's custom enhancer drops, but you can use this to mix it in with almost any different type of foundation and add a little bit of color here and there. But definitely using this, and if you use a sponge or a beauty blender, you can get that damp and then just use this to dip it in and apply it. It makes it a heck of a lot easier than trying to do it in your hand, or I don't know where else you would even, maybe the lid of another product, but this definitely makes all of that a heck of a lot easier. So it's definitely something worth picking up. And all of the profits from the sales of this palette will go to support my independent reviews. I purchase all the products with myself just so I can give you an honest opinion as opposed to somebody that gets the products for free to review. I personally like to purchase them so I can give you my completely objective review without having to feel like I owe a company anything because they gave me something free. So all the profits will go to help support those reviews.